I wish
That's
at
our
this
motto.
point it would start randomly generating consoles.
That would be
like
the best.
just like a name generator and just like
Right. I mean, that's the thing
random
you talked about.
companies, random. That would be great.
Yeah, when you wrote this up for your review of it, or your write-up of it, Janine, you pointed out that, like, one of the problems, quote-unquote, that you might have with this game is we know how video games worked. We know how the history of gaming...
We know maybe don't put all your eggs into the fucking Saturn. Well, no, there wasn't even a Saturn-alike in this game. It just went straight to Dreamcast. That was...
That was the thing that made you the angriest.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do this game, do this game.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do the game where you're doing different fucking consoles and focusing, and do all the consoles. Don't just pick and choose. Fucking commit.
I want to see how this game would sarcastically, announce that you could only pick a Sega Jupiter up at limited KB toy retailers.
Oh, man.
People are really mad again that we're shitting on the Saturn.
I don't hate the Saturn. I
might hate the Saturn.
I just know where my money should be going, and it's not to the Saturn.
Yeah.
We were a young company at that point. It wasn't worth it to back the. I suppose
it depends on what you're making. If you're making like a weird mid-90s anime-based trivia game, then the Saturn's probably the platform for it. But...
And that's really mostly what we're interested in making, if we're being honest.
That's what we're here for.
Oh.
Sorry guys, I'm just getting people trained up right now.
Yeah, do it. That's what we should be doing. We got the money.
We got the money, we can just chill for a little bit.
Is there any other research they can do?
No, we've researched literally everything. We have researched everything in this game.
Thomas, we've actually done a Digimoon game right after the Good Game charity stream. We did a bunch of games based on the Good Game charity stream event, including right. In fact, it was to close it off. I forgot that's when we did that last year.
Genetics says we need an R&D center.
Yeah,
which I think is what I'm trying to get people trained up to the point where we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's.
Let's make a game after this round of.
Sounds good.
Okay. What game should we make right now? What are we
feeling?
Let's look at our topics here. Let's.
What is the most expensive thing that we can make?
What was that? Well, the most expensive thing we could make is Neon Goof the game too, but we're not going to do that.
Are you sure?
But what if we turned it around?
Yep.
What if we took that IP and shined it up?
Right.
Cut that diamond.
Neon Goof HD is what you're talking
Neon
about.
Goof HD. Well, listen, it was only an iPad game before. Now we're bringing it to consoles.
That's what the people want.
It's what the people want.
That's where the people want that game. That was why it didn't do so well.
Hunting
prison.
Game?
A Neon, I think Neon Goof the game is a prison game. Have you been on Neon Goof?
All right, that's a prison
No,
game.
because it doesn't exist. We invented that. Remember?
No, I'm pretty sure we've all been on Neon Goof. I follow a Twitter account.
What genre are these?
I think this is
action.
Is it an action? It's an action prison game.
Action adventure prison game.
Yeah.
We're gonna put it on the PlayStation 4. Excuse me.
Yep. Exclusively.
Because that's really our
the console of choice for
Neon Goof.
Neon Goof.
Or being real.
Oh, it's true.
We're getting a large booth at E3.
Always the largest booth.
Okay, not full motion video anymore.
No, this doesn't. No one wants to see anybody from Neon Goof in person.
Branch of story for sure.
Absolutely. I would say moral choices, but
watched the NeoGAF.
No, I really want to. I really want to.
Wait, what is this?
They did like a NeoGAF. I keep calling it Neon Goof by accident. A NeoGAF documentary on game trailers.
Huh.
Yeah, I hear there's a lot of Diac in it, or some Diac in it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a lot, but there's definitely some.
I was going to tell you that you should put in moral choices, but then I remembered that Neon Goof is amoral, so...
Yep. Skill trees.
Have you guys ever played... There was a web-based, like, Forms RPG. I think it was called... Was it Form Wars or something like that?
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah.
It was pretty good.
Okay, we're doing this.
I mean, it's not going to be as good as our Prison Escape Neon Goof game, where
But what is?
all of the right.
Grand Rotor says I've been trying to get a NeoGaf account for 7 years. Yeah,
That sounds about right.
That sounds like NeoGaf. Cool.
What is the rule for that? Like, what is it? How is it determined who gets an account after you apply?
You need to have an email address that's not like a publicly easily freely available.
Right.
So it can't be like Hotmail or Gmail or Yahoo or something. Let's not do voiceover for this.
No.
I'm just.
The first one was text-based, so
Yeah.
we don't want to. That was something we really believed in.
Celebrity voice acting.
Let's get those dynamic environments because, of course,
threads are pretty dynamic.
Kiefer Sutherland is Neon Goof.
Here we go. G3, Neon Goof HD. We're showing everyone. This looks pretty similar to Sony's booth at E3. It's not far off.
It's large and blue.
Yeah.
And we are being, exclusively featured on the PS4. So
Let's see here. Long Night says it only took me 1 month to get my account. Yeah, I don't know. I got mine finally by talking to a moderator outside of NeoGaf.
right.
Just being like, hey, could you... I work for a website, could I get on here?
Right.
And they were like,
that's...
okay, sure.
Once I think I got mine the same way by using my... Once I was writing for One Last Continue and had, an account that sounded like a thing, or, an email account that sounded like a thing, I got one. And then transferred it to my, my normal email account afterwards, but...
Probably make it open world, virtual economy, of course.
Of course. Listen, it's super important for Neon Goof. Everything's about the economy.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen those MBD threads. Let's get some demos out there.
Jay Fabulously says, "Isn't there a certain point where you just can't fail at sales?" Nope, not in our experience.
Comment says Neon Goof new thread. Philco making a game based on this site. They're sucking up is atrocious yet effective.
Go Philco. New topics. I guess, have we done a prison game before?
I don't know if we have.
New topics
I
are
feel
hot
like we might have
now.
at some point. I think we did Dog Pound or something.
Oh yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
I don't think it... I'm sure it wasn't Dog Pound.
Pound Break, something like that.
Hound Break might have been it.
Good. New records for both design and tech.
Was there ever any doubt? You already know.
Jet Grind says, Phil, when do we unlock the marketing for drinks and snacks? I think that's really important.
Yeah.
I've kind of always wondered why a rival chip company has never stepped up to the Doritos video game throne.
Yeah.
It seems like that's ripe for competition.
Yeah, we're all
I mean, weren't they the ones stepping up after?
Whoa!
Remember the Cheetos video game?
You guys.
Virtual reality
Just
headset,
Cheetos.
Oculus Rift, let's do it.
Oh,
We're
shit.
doing it.
Holy
We're doing it right
shit.
now. Get on it right now.
Yeah, that's happening.
Someone quick, give me a dog. A dog pun for Oculus Rift, hurry.
You need that immediately.
I need it right now, so quickly.
Here come the reviews. Neon Goof HD.
Yeah,
Oculus. Okay, Oculus Rift, Barculus Rift.
Oculus Rift.
Oh,
Oculus
yeah.
Rex.
Dogulus Rift.
Dogulus Rift.
Dr. Derp says, Phil's Fantasy Beach Anime Island, only on the Oculus Rift.
Oculus Rift.
Great.
Well, we gotta learn that pretty much immediately. Oh wait, there you go. Go to the bottom. Go to the very bottom of that list. There's R&D something at the very bottom of the training options.
R&D course is just to it
Oh.
increases my research.
Ugh. God, we need fucking... We need to make our own system pretty much immediately, is all I'm saying.
I mean, it's going to be a little while, but we're getting there. I'm training people up. Neon Goof HD's selling, even though the reviews were a little bit middling.
Yeah, they were a little, yeah.
Over 1 million
People
in
wanted
sales,
something
we're
new.
fine.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
They know the reviewers are paid off. Paid off
Why
by our competition to give us low scores.
Why so low?
Yeah, let's...
Arphulus, Yip. I don't like Yip, but I like Arphulus a lot.
Okay, I'm researching the virtual reality headset right now, so we're gonna be able to use that. I hope we don't need to like a new engine for that, because that would suck. But
that would suck.
I guess we have a lot of money.
You do need a new engine because it's going to be a peripheral, right? It's going to be a thing you have to include, just like the driving wheel and the whatever.
Yep. Maybe we can wait until we design our console. Like we don't know what goes into building a console. Maybe that's one of those things. Sure. Like, we'll see.
We're gonna find out together. Go on vacation, jerk.
Boss of the year, 5 years and running.
It is like a real game development studio.
If you love this company, you wouldn't need vacations. I'm feeling good about this. I'm feeling good about where we're at right now.
Nice.
Let's fire someone.
Don't. Oh. I feel like we
just
really
shake things up.
Yeah, great.
Keep people on their toes.
Okay, so I want to get your guys' thoughts. As people who are watching from a distance, who weren't in the shit, how was your E3?
I mean, I didn't have to wake up early once, so pretty good.
So it was terrible.
Right.
I was glad that the reason I woke up early on the Nintendo press conference day was because I had to go to work, and it wasn't just to watch that Nintendo Direct.
Right.
Guys, I think it's time we do a sequel, but we need to figure out what we want to do a sequel to.
I agree.
I mean, Game 54 was incredibly.
I think you need to. I think you need to.
Liberty King.
I think you need to close your eyes and just scroll for a random amount of time, and then open your eyes, and whatever it's on, that's what you have to.
Citizen Kane 2000.
Oh, great.
Select.
Good timing.
Citizen Kane 3000. Sci-fi action RPG.
Is that what the last one were? Oh, I see.
It was
yeah,
just sci-fi action last time.
Now we're bringing in those RPG elements. People love them.
Let's do some. Let's get a campaign going. Get people to know about our game. Jack Ryan says Citizen Kane 3000 is the Last of Us of video games. And I agree. Let's do mod support. It's been a while.
Phil, I want you to know just ahead of time that anytime I make a Last of Us low score joke, it's because it's like a super meta joke where I'm making fun of those at your expense. So just letting you know.
That's the stage it's at.
Right.
So you're basically like Yoshida.
Right. Exactly.
Sort of.
E3 was a really surreal time for my Twitter feed.
Yeah.
Like between you, Phil, and our old college friend Nathan Gamer getting a freaking Twitter shout out for Michael Pachter.
That was a weird thing.
Weird.
Like I just look on Twitter.
Did you get a lot of followers from that?
I think he got a couple hundred. Yeah.
Wow.
Like I just look on Twitter and I see Michael Pachter being like, at a bar hanging out with at InGamer. You should follow him. He's a charismatic guy. And I'm like, that can't be the real person that I know.
You know he's not charismatic is what you're saying.
No, he is. It's a weird world, man.
It is a weird world. It really is, dude. It is weird out there. So yeah, I don't know, Phil. E3 was really interesting because you know, it's one of those things where, as you know from my tweets, I'm really ambivalent, let's say, about
life, really.
About life, about happiness, about corporations.
Joy.
So about joy, sadness, actually, I'm really ambivalent about all things.
Pretty much.
Professionally, that's why you make money. But it was weird to go into it expecting. So at the end of the day, I still think Sony is a company that is doing this because they realize that they're playing a long game here. They know that in the long term, used games are on the chopping block in the long term. People are moving to digital space. By the end of the console cycle, most of us will be buying games, and they realize they don't need to push it, and in fact can get a big early bump by not pushing that the way Microsoft is. So I recognize that at the end of the day, they wouldn't be taking the stance if the numbers didn't add up that way. But E3 was just again and again and again Microsoft only caring about the immediate gain and not having any vision at all, and being really just like straight up shitty. Like there's two types of being shitty, and like one is, Jeannie and I have talked about this in terms of sexism in games before, where you have a game like, what's the name of that MMO, Scarlet Blade, where it's just like tits are everywhere, right? And like, yeah, this game is fucking sexist.
Tits are everywhere. The game.
Right, that's our next game, right? It's Philco's. Actually, that should be Philco's first MMO once we unlock MMOs. But there's something gross about that. But there's also something really gross about like a kind of like slimy, like sneaks it in the back door sort of sexism.
Oh yeah, hey, more about that.
And
sneaking in the back door, I like this.
Right, and I think it's the same thing this way.
I'm serious though. Keep telling me about that.
So, sneaking in the door back, the back.
Have you been reading more Garfield fan fiction? Is that what's going on here?
Reading or writing?
Both.
Both. Okay. So the thing is, like, I think Microsoft's fucked up because even though they're still a company and they still want to take all your money, they should at least have the decency to not do the Scarlet Blade, put it in your face thing, and say that, you know, our old console is for poor people. If you're poor or overseas, you get the old thing.
That
like,
was rough. That whole that interview.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so tone deaf. It's so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like the majority of Microsoft's problems don't even come from their policies. It's just that they really suck at explaining anything about what they're doing and why they're doing it.
Right. There's a way to pitch this stuff effectively.
The really crazy thing is, to me, is just how much it is like an exact like turnaround of what it was last gen. Like it is, Microsoft is making the exact mistakes that Sony made last gen.
Totally.
Because it's coming from the same place. They think they got it covered no matter what.
Sure.
So who cares what they say? It'll all come together for them.
Exactly. Guess who caught a whale shark, you guys? Me. It was me.
Could you please pay attention to the stream, please?
Listen, I see Citizen Kane 3000 super good. We got new records on both things. I saw that.
Yep.
I'm paying attention.
Yep.
I can multitask. This is why Phil pays me the big bucks.
We're basically, it's the best game.
I'm doing market research right now.
Right.
Thomas makes a good point, and I think it's the reason why I'm wary about the Xbox One. Is that I don't particularly, it doesn't bother me because of my personal circumstances or situation. Like wherever I go, I'm gonna have access to internet, so that's not a big deal for me. I understand why it's a problem for some people. My biggest issue is that like if we're going all digital, I don't trust Microsoft to run a fair digital store the way that the PC ecosystem is.
Sure.
Right. Well, and like actually, yeah.
Because their current digital store is terrible as far as pricing goes.
Right.
I mean, they have sales sometimes.
They do. They had that big one this year.
Never drop prices.
Yeah.
Which is
that
bums me out.
If I take any umbrage with what you said, it's the idea that it doesn't run a fair market. I think it doesn't run a competitive market, right? Like,
okay, yeah, that's
Steam is. I don't know what fair is. Like there are times that I feel like an asshole for buying a game cheap on Steam, which I shouldn't. It's just that I have horrible self-esteem and need to make fun of myself at all possible moments.
Hey, I
but
feel
no,
you.
Thanks.
What he means is he needs to make fun of you also.
Right, I understood, Phil. I got it. Believe me. But no, like there are times when I'm like, oh, I can't believe I fucking waited to buy this game for $5 instead of for $10. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And I get why. I don't know. I just don't think it's an open and shut case in that way. But it's certainly, you're right to say that it's not competitive. Like, Steam has shown exactly what I don't know. And the numbers seem to support that, right? Not even
just Steam, but like all these other sites that have popped up, like Green Man Gaming and all the other, GOG. Like, there's going to be no impetus for Microsoft to really, cut prices, because the Microsoft Store is just the Microsoft Store.
Right.
It's not like on Steam where Amazon can sell Dark Souls for $15, and then Steam has to go, well, crap, I guess we should probably cut our price for Dark Souls too, so that we're selling competitive copies.
I'm kind of constantly going like, oh, is this cheap? No, not on Steam. Well, let's check Green Man. Let's check a million other sites, even ones that sell you Steam keys directly. Which is weird, but you're right that probably contributes to
that's kind of the main reason to use Green Man, honestly, is if you want a new title, and that's not going to be on sale on Steam for a long time, or some weeks. So you go on Green Man and you end up with 15% off or whatever, and that's better than nothing. So
right.
I mean, I think my copy of XCOM, I don't even remember the site that I bought it from, but it was just like a key site, and the way that they delivered the key to me was they attached a JPEG and an email of the back of a
Oh, that's really good.
I don't know, it works.
What game was that?
XCOM. Weird. And it was like $15 off day of release.
We're gonna find out one day that all these sites are like mob fronts or something.
Oh,
they definitely are.
Finding out later, they are
almost certainly.
That I can't buy games from Green Man Games because both of my different banks think that it's a gambling front. So
it sounds like a drug thing. Every time I hear it, I always think it's a drug thing.
Green Man.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a name for a website that potheads would be super into.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Just putting it out there.
Are you really into it? As a pothead, are you really into Green Man Games?
I'm pretty into it.
Shaded Fox wants to know if we can make a pirate game about cyber piracy. I'm on board.
I like that. Yeah, we can do that. That'll be our next game, after I finish making Game Dev Tycoon.
Yeah, I see that's happening. Is there an achievement for that? Are you going for achievements, Phil?
I think there is, but I wasn't really going for it. It was mostly because we tried to do that one time, like last time, and I fucked it up and didn't put the name in. And I felt really dumb.
That was one of our big hits then, right? One of the game number blahs, right?
Yeah. Things weren't going great. Okay. We have so much money, I don't even... Yeah.
Also, I just misread Citizen Kane. I misread... great. I misread Citizen Kane 3000 as Citizen Kanye 3000, and that would be a different game.
We can make that.
Man.
We can make that.
Jesus, the game.
Jesus, right. I mean, someone is making some sort of weird Kanye RPG, apparently, and...
Oh, God, that sounds beautiful!
I don't know. I had like mixed feelings because I was already familiar with it has a lot of like the Barclay Gaiden feel to it, and it also has a lot of Deltron 3030 to it, and like it felt like it was biting a little too hard. So we'll see. To use rap terminology, biting.
I don't understand rap terminology. Please explain.
That's. I should put out a book called Rap Terminology. That would go really well.
I would like if you would do that. Hold on, guys. We're just getting some bugs.
How have I never heard of this? Oh, man. I've never heard of Deltron 3030, but now that I'm looking at the Wikipedia thing,
man. We're gonna be good
it's all
friends.
I want to do. It's all I want in my life.
So for Phil and Janine, who don't...
Username is wondering if I forgot to sign someone to making a patch, and no, I didn't. I made a patch.
A what?
People demanded a patch for the last game, and I did that.
Right. Nice. For Phil and Janine, Deltron 3030 was this amazing concept album that came out, I guess in the early 2000s, by this rapper, Del the Funky Homo Sapien, who is like kind of an underground rapper from the 90s. And
I'm familiar.
Okay, he's from Oakland.
Are you?
I'm sure.
So
So
the funky Homo sapien, yes.
yeah, he's well known to people who like the sort of hip hop that Phil likes.
I actually do listen to a lot of indie hip hop, so that's not
Yeah,
good.
so yeah, I meant that completely honestly.
I
So we
think a
put
lot
out
of people wouldn't think so though.
No, that's true. But if they had to decide what type of hip hop you liked, Phil, it would be
Yeah.
indie hip hop.
Listen, I liked Del the funky Homo sapien before he was cool.
Right. So he put out this album in which it was a concept album where he was like a cyber future neuromancer, hacker, space explorer. It's amazing. And that was my soundtrack to playing Phantasy Star Online back in the day. I put that on. And I emailed the producer of that album because that was the thing I thought I could do, because why not? I found his email. And he emailed me back to say that Sega platforms were their gaming platforms of choice and that they would check out Phantasy Star Online. So, I'm the best, is what I'm saying.
You're welcome,
yeah.
Sega.
Yeah. I didn't help. They still failed.
Aw. Sad. Alright, yeah. Game Dev Tycoon selling great. Everybody
It
else,
always is.
everything's
We're
going
just
great.
good. I mean, those are actually
Failures.
really good numbers.
I wonder if someone makes this Kanye West game, if that means Kanye will be a character in VGCW.
I'm surprised he isn't already,
Yeah.
honestly.
What did you guys... Okay, so again, as people who are not at E3, who are away from it, I need to know what your game of the E3 is.
I want to see a lot. I want to see more of Below.
Every time I see that game, it looks so different.
That game...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Beyond. Yeah, Below looks great.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry.
That Below sounds like a game that I'm going to enjoy quite a lot.
Yeah, that's just Happy, right? Super Brothers
So,
isn't involved, right?
yeah, I think you're right.
Janine, what was your game of the show?
There's honestly not a lot really
Guys,
got to me.
I'll
What
be
about
right
that?
back. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
I need to
We'll hold
go-
it down.
I need to go grab a soda.
Oh, okay.